Welcome. This is Nathan O casting a round 2 match from the Spring 2021 Tag Team Tournament in Phantom Dust. We have BabaYaga and BlasianBlazy versus ImKanyeWest and that ancient terror from the deep, Doomsday. Round 1 was just completed yesterday. It was a very sweepy round. 7 of 8 series went 3-0.
I'm ready.
I expect that it will be less sweepy here in round 2 and beyond because, in general, you see more parity as the Swiss rounds progress, and teams are more evenly matched, usually. I saw on the news today that Kim Kardashian has filed for divorce, so we got Kanye West playing through his grief, doing the best he can to put on a brave face in the face of his impending divorce. I saw he was on Nature Opti. He's got a pair of heats to start. He and Doom are in the top spawns, diametric corners. Baba and Blasian in the bottom corners, opposite each other. Definite advantage of the high spawns here. In particular, this spawn for Kanye is tough for Baba to avoid. Loses both the heats to an early turb. It's going to hurt him a little bit offensively. And then he promptly loses his blazing bullet to a dark hole. So, a little bit of a rough start for old Kanye.
I got my decoy.
Aura draw is pretty good. He's got a decoy. Not surprising. I would expect him to play a little bit of support for Doom, who is one of the most prodigious offensive players in the game, or was at one time. He hasn't been around in a while. Last few months he's been out of commission. Kanye takes a sort of perpendicular Thor's hammer there. Slips out without taking any more damage. Incoming impact burst. Misses. Does not get the decoy off in time to do falling damage. And then rolls to avoid the first. Sprint. Blocks the second. Just barely blocks the third. And gets up without taking too much damage. So Doom and Kanye are now together. He's got the decoy he can spam. Oh, Doom manages to sneak in. Vibration Blaster. He's already at Vibration, getting in through the Dark Hole. Loses it to a Flash Hole, so the Dark Hole is still live on Infamous. It was perhaps an ill-advised 1v2 for him, but it did manage to take away a Blaster. Now, Blasian coming up to do the exact same thing. And it's just the exact same result. It's a 6-point Vibration Blaster. This is a tough, this corner up here, this 90-degree angle. The blasters get off. They trigger so much more quickly. They travel so much more quickly. They don't have the tracking, obviously, of the double reins that we've got coming in from Blasian and Baba, but I do feel like, generally speaking, Blaster has the advantage up here. They are both on Stimulate, though, so it's going to be big damage by reins. Takes one as he lands, down to 6 health is our Kanye. Doom has not yet taken damage, manages to sneak in a Flame Sword, and moves away from those two. Doom manages to kill Baba. He broke that erase shell, but it did not take Baba's Ran. He's going to work his way back up to his base and see what he's got. The Flame Sword is maybe a little bit flat-footed here. Loses the decoy. That's going to help. And immediately replaces it with another decoy. Decoy's brutal. You really have to tech for it. Unlike Dazzle, because it's only a 2 cost, you can just spam the thing relentlessly, and there's not really a good positional counterplay to decoy here. Maybe if you have like an Iron Skin or something, or Glacial, ideally, but it's a tough skill to deal with, particularly when at the other end of that decoy is a Doom. So every time that decoy lands, they're locked in on Kanye until it wears off, 15 seconds, and Doom is just looking to blast them with those blasters. Blasian staggered, double cartwheelers, so the decoy is doubly dangerous. And again, not a good ratio here. He's firing a decoy into a fortress, so it costs twice as much to do the fortress as it does the decoy. He does manage to push the 2 of them down. Blasian attempts to capitalize with a Ran, fails to clear the tables, stuns him, and Doom is live on Bravery. So we've got railguns now, and again, not seeing. They have defense. We know that Baba is on a fortress. Blasian hung. The stagger on decoy is not very long, but when your partner's the one doing the railguns, it really doesn't matter. And especially when your partner's Doom, because he's going to get himself into position. He's going to go right back up, and they have once again encamped at Doom's base. Oh, it's a vacuum wall, so that's rough. Vacuum Wall, again, not a good ratio. It's a 6-cost defense against this 2-cost decoy. There's really no other good answer for it. Kanye down to 1 health. Ooh, that would have been a little unpleasant anyway. Doom would have had to have made the recovery up the escalator, although Baba jumped right off too. This is tough, man. Doom's still at full health. Still at full health, 4.5 minutes into the game. It's going to be a reset from Baba. Blasian back up at 10. It's not a bad situation, but immediately the decoy's in on the freshly respawned Blasian. Baba lingering at the bottom of the steps, doing a little daisy chain. Doomsday. He's going to land the decoy this time, although he does manage to slip away from the railgun. Railgun. This is tough. This is a really tough situation. Like, tactically, I'm not even quite sure what the right play would be. They could try to get back and draw them into the tree. They're only halfway through the game. Pressure. Oh my God! It's into a. That didn't land. He's orbed. So, Disintegrate fails to land because Baba is orbed. It doesn't matter. Blasian manages to kill Kanye, so he is across the level, gets him a brief respite. And I mean brief. Baba back up, and he's immediately under fire from the decoys again. The tough thing about decoy, too, is it gets in your head. You know, it's so frustrating. It's one of those really frustrating skills that well, can tilt you. And as we saw there, Baba perhaps making an ill-advised trip up the left escalator to try and, I guess, pressure Doom. But I don't know what the answer is. I mean, I guess you push maybe into melee range on Kanye, and Doom manages to get the kill. That was a really steep hill once that second decoy came up. It's a bummer, too, that they had the tech, they had the turbulence, and he had another decoy on table, so he was able to immediately replace it. The bands here are Highway and City, so the next level will be Panorama. And I'm just going to slide along here and see if I can find it. It's in there somewhere. Here we go. Panorama. It looks like Nature Faith. Kanye doesn't run a real wide range of builds, or at any rate, he doesn't use a real wide range of skills, in my experience. And that may just be with me. He tends to run a lot of silver bullets, a lot of turbulence, a lot of arm roast, a lot of return to nature.
I'll pick up my turb.
You know, but again, that's a pretty good compliment to Doom. Boy, this is really laggy. I mean, these are full-on freezes. I would almost think that someone was going to drop here. This feels like cross lag incoming. Yeah, he's thinking the same thing I am. Okay, looks a little better. Looks like he's going to proceed. He's got a turb in hand. As I was saying before, the thing about playing with Doom is you can run, essentially like a support and silver bullet build, knowing that the kind of streamlined builds that Doom uses are going to be resilient. They're going to be able to deal with things like chaos and that kind of stuff, and that he is just going to dole out big chunks of damage given the opportunity. This is still juddering quite a bit. Fires into the floor, see if he can bait a defense. Blasian takes a pot shot at Doom in the doorway. I wouldn't be surprised if the other team was actually cross-lagged at this moment, if Blasian and Yaga could not see each other. Lets the auto trigger take care of the Venom Fang. Could have flash hold it. He's got to be thinking about, he's returning the lobby. So we'll see what happens. I mean, these guys are cool. I don't doubt everyone was able to see what was going on there, and I'm sure that they pick back up. All the pings look pretty good here, so I don't know what was going on. And yeah, it looks like they pick right back up in Panorama. Arsenal 05. So no change from Kanye. Did I make the move there? Yeah. Kanye on the same build. Looks like he gets the rear right spawn this time. It's got to stimulate. These Nature Faith builds, the stimulates are pretty nasty, and of course, that's actually what I guess Baba and Blasian were using in the first game, so he's kind of countering back with what he was facing in Palace. Blasian and Baba together out in the front. Doom and Kanye together in the back in the respective stairwells. He's got the Reen, he can't throw it safely. He's got a Wisp. He really, he ideally would like to get the 7 to get the Stimulate, at least like to get the 6 so he doesn't lose the Reincarnation on attack, but he also wants to get out there and get started, I guess. Looks like he's heading out without Doom. He's just going to go out there and harass him a little bit. Yellows on both Baba and Blasian. Looks like decent starts for each of them. Baba on 8. Not seeing anything hinky here. No purples. Takes a Reen. They both come to face him in the back. That's a flash hole. Does manage to sneak it in. Blasian on Reen. It's not a safe Reen for Blasian. If he hits a dark hole or a flash hole, it's going to go away. And there it is. Ah, he sneaks it in time. You know what it was? The first one got caught by the rail, and that's what he was timing for. Was the dark hole on the first attack coming in from Baba. That attack did not clear the fence, and therefore he took the hit from Blasian. He's now out alone. Doom has returned to his base. Baba coming down to pressure. Blasian on the other side. There goes the Wisp. Wisp is often a sacrificial skill in games like this. You come out, you harass a little bit. It's a tough skill for cartwheelers in close, but you don't mind seeing it overwritten or lost. He's got the 7, so he can do the Stimulate, and he can use the Reincarnation safely. Doom also on Stimulate. It really does look like they've kind of reversed builds here. Doom and Kanye now with the +2s. We'll see whether Blasian and Baba remember to pack their Armoroses, or Purifies, or Return to Nature. They have control high. Here at the top of the stairs. Kanye content to just stay up here. So it looks like we've got a hyper kick coming from Baba. And I believe we saw Reincarnation out of Blasian. So it's pretty typical builds, except no sign of any ricochets, which I'm more than happy to see. Doom and Kanye with a pretty commanding health lead here. There's another Thor's Hammer, dodges that one easily. That's a skill that's only going to land if the guy's distracted at this level. Yeah, Kanye content to just take pot shots. Doom at 8. In fact, each of them only on Reincarnation, so they are pot committed on Reincarnation here with the +2 damage. Oh, Baba sneaks up the stairs on him. That was good timing. Lands a big hit. There's the hyper kick, manages to avoid it, takes the 2nd. He's now 1 hit from death. Doom still has not taken damage in this series. He's at 20 health now, has not been hit once. That's a kill on Blasian. Baba swings over to get him. Blasian's spawn is terrible. That spawn here is rough because people can come out these high doors and take shots at you from around the corner, and you can't really return fire. And whenever the fights cluster out here, as they are in this case, and they often do, it's just always a precarious trip out to those items. You get the pillar, but it's Reincarnations will clear that fence no problem. And there it is again. He's pressured, pushed right off his items again. I mean, I don't know. It looks to me like he's fully set up, but it's just always a little frustrating. Spawns up top there, and the fight's right there. Another good dodge on a Thor's Hammer. Baba now has a purple north. Don't know what that is. 2nd Reincarnation at base. Nothing to help here. Doom finally takes a hit. Put the whammy on him. Takes a big hit. It's down 8. I don't know what that was. Might have been trash. I guess that's the most likely thing, right? Pair of 4s from one of the pillars. Takes 2 shots at Blasian. Manages to avoid both. Doom doing work out there. 1v2. 2nd Stimulate is going to wisely leave that down. The -6 recovery starts being problematic, especially with Reincarnation, when you really want to have 6 before you fire. +5 is kind of the optimal damage amount here. Oh, Infamous. I think he thought he was going to clear that. Kanye calls it. He's got a turb. This is going to hurt Baba. He's got a purple north, which must have been a neutralization because I see Doom is now without his buffs. That is a devastating turbulence. Infamous also down to 4 items, so he's not going to have much to replace that stuff with. That was Tiger Strength and Lightning Speed, probably the entire centerpiece of his build. Looks like he's got a Tiger Strength back. He's good. Blasian goes down. Infamous lingering. I'm surprised he's thinking about going back. They could wrap this up with a corpse defense. He's got lightning speed now. Boy, he got both of them. He got fully set up again with lightning speed and tiger strength. And he's about to get Turb. There's the Turb, and there's the hit. I think Doomsday actually got him before the Turb landed. Yeah, he still had the greens. So that is an early 2-0 lead for Kanye and Doomsday. Kanye not one to let his marital troubles get in the way of his gameplay. Now, game 3. Refinery, once again, Turb in hand. Actually, it looks like a wise pack this time. Blasian at 2, and he just used the speed up. He's got 2 purples, west and east. That could be a reduced entropy build. That could be a vicious balance, possibly. Either one of which would be effective right now. Well, the turbulence is going to take everything he had, but it would have been effective because there's no orbs in play at the moment. Blazer back up on a green. Yeah, it's hard to say. He's at 24 items. He's not digging. It's hard to say whether he is aura screwed or playing some kind of low aura jank. Got another Turb on deck already. You know, again, Kanye is just relentless with these turbulences. I swear he relearns them sometimes. It just seems like it's the never-ending parade of turbulence. He's going to return the favor on all those Thor's hammers that Blaze has been firing at him. It does not hit, or else perhaps does not reach. It's going to come in with a Will-O-Wisp on Yaga. Yaga standing very calmly, and it's a Dark Hole. And a Glacial. So once again, the Will-O-Wisp is made short work of. He's got a Flash Hole on base and an Armoros. Could be helpful down the road. Just barely gets out from freeze before the attack comes in. Manages to erase it, I think. Was that a reincarnation that came in? There's the flip. Blasian at -2. Still, now with a green and a purple. So Blasian is clearly on some kind of dedicated jank build. I haven't seen one red on him yet. So he is doing nothing but, you know, status and erase skills. Kanye is going to sweep around, set himself up at Baba's base, probably go up those stairs and rain reincarnations down on him. No, he's backing up. Glacial is broken. That was a return to nature, I think, or maybe purify. Either way, it got rid of Blasian's -2 speed, which is good. That was a pop. Blasian with an absolutely random pop on Doom, who's got 11 items left. Doom does run a lot of bravery, so that could come in handy down the road, and I don't know that they would have a third Turb, but at this point, he's still got 10 capsules left, and he's running Vibe, so it's entirely possible he's not even on bravery this time. Looks like some decoys from Baba. How the worm turns. Good use of the map to avoid those. Creep in on Blasian. Oh, manages to sneak that reincarnation just under the catwalk. Takes a freeze. Still has not broken that glacial, or maybe that's a new glacial. I feel like they did break that glacial. Sounds like Infamous is dedicated to working that decoy over there and not landing it much. That reincarnation came down from directly above and therefore avoided the glacial. There's a shot on Blasian. That was, I think, my Facebook pinging me. Blasian, it looks like heading back to Kanye's base. Kanye jumps off the side to get there first. He's got the stimulate and is renewed. He is now running around with yet another 5-point ran. I think that might have been a manual to try to bait the glacial. He can break that now, no problem though, so he might as well. Swings around the corner.
I broke that, hell yeah. Wait, did I?
No! What the? He did not break that. There was it must be a Purify. So Bob was on Purify and purified him right at the moment he fired, thereby saving Blasian's glacial. He's over there popping Doom, who is now at 7 items, so his bravery, if it's in here, is live. Although I think it's an ill-advised tactic at this stage in the game. They are now pinned under a vibration laser, and Kanye is now coming in with a Gehenna and 17 health. Doomsday actually did take a beat in this game. He's down to 4. Baba drops to a laser, and that's the Gehenna for the win. 'Win. And that's a 3-0 sweep, so I stand corrected. There will be sweeps going forward. Kanye is now coming in with a Gehenna and 17 health. Doomsday actually did take a beat in this game. He's down to 4. Baba drops to a laser, and that's the Gehenna for the win. And that's a 3-0 sweep, so I stand corrected. There will be sweeps going forward.
GG's, man.
That's it for tonight. We will have more coming to you soon. Be sure to check out the status of our ongoing tournament at our Facebook group, Phantom Dust Revived,
GG's, guys.
or at our
Yeah.
website, which is phantom-dust.squarespace.com. Has all of
Dude,
the
I was
tournament
like, I got my fire
outcomes
in your hand. I'm
and
like, I'm breaking those glacier walls.
rules listed. Anyway, yeah, that was a terrible sign off, but I'm going to go. So, have a good one.